Hi, and welcome to Cenario, your partner in mental wellness. Here on our channel, we share educational, insightful, and science-backed content to help you understand your mental health and take meaningful steps toward a more balanced life. If you're ready to learn, grow, and take control of your wellness journey, let's jump right in.
If you've ever tried to find natural ways to deal with panic attacks, you know it's a jungle out there online. So much conflicting advice. Today, we're going to cut right through all that noise and look at what the actual science says about supplements that might help. So here's our game plan. We'll start by making sure we're on the same page about what a panic attack actually is. Then we're jumping into the one supplement with the strongest evidence. After that, we'll explore some other options and new research. And then the most important part, safety. We'll wrap up with how you can move forward with all this information. To even begin to talk about solutions, we have to understand the problem. A panic attack isn't just feeling nervous. It's this incredibly intense, overwhelming wave that takes over everything, physically and emotionally. So what is it really? While the clinical definition is a sudden burst of intense fear that triggers very real, very physical symptoms. We're talking about a heart that's pounding out of your chest, sweating, shaking, and all of it is wrapped in this crushing sense of dread. It's a truly powerful experience, and it can feel like you have absolutely no control. Okay, now for the main event. If we filter out all the chatter, all the maybes, and look only at the hard scientific evidence for treating panic attacks specifically, well, one supplement really does stand out from the crowd. So let me just ask the question straight up. Is there actually a natural supplement that has clinical evidence so strong it can be compared to standard prescription meds for panic attacks? You might be surprised, but the research points to a clear yes. And here it is. The answer is inositol. You might also see it called vitamin B8. This is the one that's really made waves in clinical trials because of how effective it's proven to be. Now, this is the really compelling part. Studies have actually found that inositol can be just as effective as common prescription SSRIs at reducing how often and how intense panic attacks are. It's thought to work by helping out the chemical messaging system in your brain, kind of calming down the circuits that get all fired up. But here's the kicker. Inositol generally comes with way fewer and much milder side effects. Now, this is a super important point, the dosage. We're not talking about a tiny amount here. The clinical trials that got these results, they were using high doses, somewhere between 12 and 18 grams a day. That's a serious therapeutic amount, way, way more than you'd ever find in a regular multivitamin. Okay, so inositol is the big one for panic attacks. But what about other natural compounds? Some can be really helpful for managing that background noise of general anxiety and stress that can often trigger a panic attack in the first place. Let's take a look. Here are a couple of other interesting avenues. You've got herbal options like passion flower blends, which have some moderate evidence showing they can help take the edge off general anxiety. And then there are amino acids like L-lysine and L-arginine. They've been studied for how they can help your body buffer its physical response to stress. All right, let's zoom out a bit. Some supplements aren't necessarily aimed squarely at panic attacks, but they play a really important role in your overall mental wellness, helping you build up your resilience to stress. This is all about building a stronger foundation. Think about things like ashwagandha for managing that day-to-day chronic stress, or magnesium to support your overall resilience. And of course, key vitamins like D and the B complex are huge for regulating mood, especially if you're low on them. Even omega-3s have shown some modest benefits. It's all about making your whole system less vulnerable to those panic triggers. Okay, we've talked about a lot of potential benefits, but I need us to pause and shift gears to what is, without a doubt, the most important part of this entire conversation: safety. This is the stuff that is absolutely non-negotiable. Look, the desire to find something that helps is totally understandable, but that can never, ever come at the cost of your health. And we have to remember, just because something is natural, that does not automatically mean it's safe. Your safety has to be priority number one, period. So let's be crystal clear about some of the risks. There are supplements out there like GABA that carry a very real and significant risk of liver damage. Another one you might see is 5-HTP, which has been linked to a rare but very serious condition. Honestly, with these, the potential dangers just aren't worth the risk. And all of this leads to the single most important message I can give you. Before you start anything new, or stop anything, or change your dosages, whether it's supplements or medications, you absolutely must talk to a healthcare professional. It is the only way to make sure what you're doing is safe and right for your specific situation. So we've covered a lot of ground. With all this info, what does a smart, responsible path forward actually look like? How do you take these ideas and use them safely and effectively? Here's a simple, responsible checklist. Step 1, do your research on the evidence-based options, just like we've been doing here. Step 2, always put safety first and know the risks. Step 3, and this is the big one, take all that information and have a real conversation with your doctor. And finally, step 4, remember that supplements, if you use them, are just one tool in a much bigger plan for your well-being. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. This isn't about looking for a magic cure. It's about empowering yourself with good information. So could an informed, evidence-based conversation with your doctor about these options be a really valuable next step for you on your own path to wellness?
Thank you for watching Cenario. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. For personalized mental wellness supplements, visit Cenario.com. See you in the next one.